From the end of World War I to today, the celebration of Veterans Day has been an eventful evolution over a lengthy time frame, with many milestones along the way. In November 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day, with the following words: "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service, and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nations." An act approved on May 13, 1938, made the 11th of November in each year a legal holiday, a day dedicated to the cause of world peace and to be thereafter celebrated and known as Armistice Day. Armistice Day was primarily a day set aside to honor veterans of World War I, but in 1954, after World War II had required the greatest mobilization of soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen in the nation's history, and after American forces had fought aggression in Korea, the 83rd Congress, at the urging of the Veteran Service Organizations, amended the Act of 1938 by striking out the word armistice and inserting in its place the word veterans. The Uniform Holiday Bill, Public Law 90-363, was signed on June 28, 1968, and was intended to ensure 3-day weekends for federal employees by celebrating 4 national holidays on Mondays, one of which being Veterans Day. It was thought that these extended weekends would encourage travel, recreational and cultural activities, and stimulate greater industrial and commercial production. However, many states did not agree with this decision and continued to celebrate the holidays on their original dates. The first Veterans Day under the new law was observed with much confusion on October 25, 1971. It was quite apparent that the commemoration of this day was a matter of historic and patriotic significance to a great number of our citizens. And so on September 20th, 1975, President Gerald R. Ford signed Public Law 94-97, which returned the annual observance of Veterans Day to its original date of November 11th, beginning in 1978. This action supported the desires of the overwhelming majority of state legislatures, all major veteran service organizations, and the American people. There are approximately 18 million veterans in the United States today. As of last year, there were approximately 558,000 World War II veterans, 1.6 million who served during the Korean conflict, nearly 7 million are Vietnam-era veterans, and 5 million are Gulf War-era veterans from 1990 to present. In June, I was privileged to attend the Welcome Home celebration for an honor flight at John Glenn International Airport. For those that don't know, Honor Flight is put together for veterans of past conflicts to take a trip to Washington, D.C. and observe the memorials there for every conflict that we have been involved in. Upon their arrival home, they were not proud, they were not expectant, they had no idea that we were even there. They were honored and humbled. Today, 100 years after the signing of the armistice, we still have conflicts globally, including on our homeland, to which American men and women respond. There are currently 1,281,900 service members actively serving to keep America free and safe, all of which operating off of the foundation that our veterans built. Lastly, every morning I get the privilege to wake up, put on the cloth of this nation, go to work alongside a 35-member joint staff, and watch the future of our military raise their right hands and recite the oath of enlistment. The Columbus Military Entrance Processing Station right here in Gahanna puts on average 8,000 applicants into the various branches of the armed forces annually from the greater Ohio area. Combined with 64 other MEPS around the country, last year, 226,000 applicants were enlisted into the United States military. Every citizen of this state should be proud of the young patriots here that joined the 1% to continue to defend freedom and democracy around the world, and ultimately to one day join the ranks of our nation's veterans. In closing, I firmly believe that the willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive the veterans of early wars were treated and appreciated by their nation. So on this Veterans Day, let us remember the service of our veterans, and let us renew our national promise to fulfill our sacred obligations to our veterans and their families who have sacrificed so much so that we can live free. May God bless you. May God bless our veterans. And may God bless America. Thank you.